and by public television stations in a grant from the Ford Foundation.
My name's Rose. I'm Hector. I'm Donna. I'm Timmy. My name's Sean. I'm Dee. Who are you? What do you do? How are you? Nothing from you. We need you, so won't you zoom, 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 ah, zoom. Come on and zoom, ah, zoom, ah, zoom, ah, zoom. Come on, give it a try. We're gonna show you just right. We're gonna teach you to fly high. Come on and zoom, come on and zoom, zoom. Come on and zoom, come on and zoom, zoom. Come on and zoom, come on and zoom, zoom. Come on and zoom, come on and zoom, zoom. Come on and
Zoom is made possible by grants from McDonald's Corporation and McDonald's Restaurants Fund and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
This is a race where each player has to carry 5 balls without using his hands. It's a 5-ball relay.
On your mark, get set, you ready, sure, go. Come on, baby. Come on, John.
Are you still making noises? Like a wooden horse. Go! Come on, Hector!
Come on,
Faster than the
Danny.
wind! Come on, go!
Danny.
Go, Hector! Spin around! Faster than the wind! Let's go, Hector!
Not too long ago, John Carroll of River Forest, Illinois, sent in a poem that we really liked. Our music director did too, so he took John's words and made them into a song called Flying.
What I would do if I could fly. What I would do if I could fly. What I would do if I could fly. I would fly over houses, over cities, fast birds. Higher than airplanes and faster than lightning. Brighter than the sun, faster than you run. You would see me fly. I would fly with a rocket right straight to the moon.
Except it would be quiet, not very loud.
And a very little breeze would just touch the cloud. But a day the birds would sing noisily, the trees would hum crazily, and the cats would hum softly. I'd take a leap and make some beat, but save it for my mom. I'd fly so high you couldn't see me, fly so far you couldn't see me, but then I'd come back to see you, and then I'd leave and go my way.
But I would come back someday.
a trick, right? Now you, oh, there you go. All right, you're gonna try to get all the cups facing the same way, like, you know, like that, or like that.
Like a puzzle,
okay?
like.
Yeah, all right. But you have 3 turns, and you're gonna move 2 cups at a time. Like move it up and down, or this.
Oh, it's easy. Just go like this.
1. 2.
You have to move 2 cups at a time?
Yeah.
So you like 2 cups or...
Sean. You gotta think. You have to think.
Aha.
Hey!
You got it, man.
Hold it.
She got it.
Do that again.
My name is Audrey, and this is my dog Francis. I come from Boston, and I live right in the middle, and so it's hard to keep a dog. How I got Francis is one day I was both my pets died, and so I got a crazy idea that maybe Dad would let me get a dog. And when I asked him, he said, well, I think you can take the responsibilities, but do you know how many there are? And I said, well, yeah, you gotta feed her and walk her. He said, and also you gotta clean her up and wash her and things like that. And I go, well, I think I can take the responsibilities. Anyway, we went to the Animal Rescue League, and we looked around for a dog. Frances was with a whole litter, about 6 puppies, and she was the last one left. I really liked her colors. It looked like somebody had spilled a whole bucket of paint on top of her. Anyway, I had called up Dad and asked him if I could get her, and he said, well, I guess since you've already fell in love with her, you can have her. I have to feed and walk Frances every day. It's really sort of a reward. You have to do it, otherwise she gets really hungry. It's like your father or your mother not giving you food every day. Heel, Frances. Heel. Since we live in a city, I have to train Frances because it's just a crowded place and she can't go running after another dog or, you know, running across the street and getting hit by a car. So she really has to be obedient. No, Frances. Heel, Frances. Heel. Heel, Frances. Heel. Sit. Good job. My father, for Christmas, gave me some training lessons to train Frances, and me, sort of. Every time you go there, you learn a new lesson. And, you know, it's really a sort of fun thing.
Okay, we're going to go through a review then of the past lessons. So if we're all ready, get your dogs in heel position. We're going this way around the room. Okay, all together, handless forward. Get too close. Tonight is going to be teaching the dog to come to you. the recall. Start your dogs out at heel position and the sit stay. Bo, stay. Go out to the end of the leash. Bo, come. Good boy. Bo, sit. And boy. Good boy. Okay, just be prepared not to let him go by you. All right, you go ahead and try it.
Hello, Francis. It's really important for the master, as much as the dog, to learn how to be trained, because the master has to have patience and also to know that the dog has problems. Come, come. Francis, sit. Good dog, good dog. Good job. Come here, Francis, come. You really, sometimes after school, I usually, do my homework up here, and, with Francis. And after that, I sometimes bring her down to the river or the Esplanade. And, she really enjoys it there, because I can let her run free. Francis, come, come, come.
Zoom phenomenon.
What's a zoom phenomenon?
Hang on, you'll see.
Okay.
Okay, watch this. This is an incredible balancing trick. What you need is a ruler,
Now what you need?
a loop of string, and a hammer. What you do, okay, you take your ruler, right? Put it halfway off the table.
Yeah.
Take
More
your-
than half.
Yeah.
About 5. No. 6.
5 inches. Put the loop of string through the. Yeah, hold it there. The loop of string through the hammer, through the ruler.
Go ahead then.
Hold it, hold it. That.
Oh, bad.
No visible means of support.
Wow. Cool.
Oh, well. Easy come, easy go.
Here's a story written and illustrated by Stephanie Habel of Napa, California, and it's called If Kids Fan the Hospital. If kids fan the hospital, glucose bottles would be filled with strawberry milkshakes. Wheelchairs would be go-karts. X-rays would be Saturday morning cartoons. Doctors would be pro football players, and nurses would be hula dancers. Aren't the doctors glad this isn't true? The kids aren't.
I started building model airplanes about 3.5 years ago. I got into it by asking around hobby shops and going to flying fields where people fly the outdoor models.
This wind is kind of bad. It bounces the model around a lot. You know where it was bouncing around?
I built quite a few of these models, and then about a year ago, I got involved in a completely different kind of modeling, which is building and flying indoor models. With the indoor models, you have to build them almost all yourself. This helicopter's been streamlined down to the essential parts: the fuselage or body and 2 propellers. Eventually, what you're aiming for is a model that's absolutely as light as possible. Like, the body is not a solid one. It's a hollow tube made of balsa that's about 15 thousandths of an inch thick. You wet it, and then you can bend it very easily. You take a tube the right size and roll it up, and bake it in an oven. Then when you take it out, the balsa holds that same shape. and stays in a tube, so all you have to do is glue the edge together. With indoor models, most of the time you spend is really building it, so you have to really commit yourself to your work. Even when you're concentrating fully, you can accidentally move your hand a little bit too far and wipe out a bunch of wood that you'd cut up. One of the challenging things about indoor models is that you're always experimenting. You never really have a model trimmed out to its ultimate. To make these propellers as light as possible, they're covered with a practically invisible, weightless material called microfilm. To pull a good sheet of film, you've got to work quickly before the solution starts to shrink on the surface of the water. This is the first microfilm model I've ever made, and I'm really surprised how well it came out as a first attempt, because this stuff is really hard to work with. For one thing that's not very good to start with, in covering with microfilm especially, is covering propellers, because they have many different curves on them going in all sorts of different directions, and it's hard to get the microfilm to seat down correctly in all the directions. This material is extremely light and fragile. If you're not careful, you can sneeze on a model and all the covering will go flying away in different directions. In spite of the trouble you got to go through making it, microfilm's a real advantage because it adds next to no weight to your model. The rubber loop, which is used to power this model, gets 1,500 or more twists, which would be fairly hard to do by hand. That's why I use a special winder. You're gonna snap that finger too. Nope. It's meant to take this many lines. You're so sure of yourself. Oh, come on, kid. This is your fly. One of the big advantages of flying indoors is that it is almost like your own little laboratory. If you're working on a specific record or something, you can keep track of what you're doing each day. After spending a lot of time on a model, you're always hoping it'll pay off with a good flight. But just the same, a good part of the satisfaction you get out of making these things is just the fact that you've built them yourself.
It's time to roll out the barrel.
Here's a barrel sent in by C.L. Henry of Andover, Mass. Dear Zoom, here's something you all can try. Stand up with your arms straight out to your side. Then close your eyes. Point both of your index fingers out. Without peeking, try touching your fingers. Good luck.
And to find out what's inside today.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Not squinting.
Oh God, I missed.
Hey, guys.
I missed. Why you so funny?
A little bit.
Ooh.
Straight to it, straight. In the morning, in the evening. Down, you right down. A little bit. Yeah, right there. Hey!
Up, put your left up, up.
Ow.
Right there.
like this.
I'm squinting here.
Donna, go, Donna. It's for Donna. It's for
Go!
Donna.
Oh, yeah!
Hey, good job. Come together.
Almost.
Oh, shockings.
We just letting go word.
That's two.
We just messed into a knuckle.
One more.
Okay. Why don't you try it until you get it?
Slow. Down. Put your left down.
Left down.
Yeah.
Come on, try it again, Sean.
Each week at this time, Zoom invites you to try it at home.
Did you know that you can make beautiful art with just some washable ink, some straws, or some string and a piece of paper? Watch.
Not bad. Look at Sean. Oh, wow. That's nice. Beautiful. I like that too. Oh, that's beautiful. Can I what's the black? Look out for your leg, Hector. Make it smooth on it. Get off the second, Hector. Gotta pull the leg back together. Oh, do that. Oh. Yeah. Well, how long does he leave it there? I don't know. Let's say around 3 or 4 minutes. There. Oh, that looks nice, Sean. Oh, wow. That's nice. I like yours.
This is our last news show of the year. This summer, we'll be rerunning some of your favorite Zoom shows. We had a lot of fun this year, but we never could have done it without your ideas. Next year, there's going to be a whole group of new Zoomers, and they're going to need your help too. So why don't you sit down and write a play or a skit?
Or send in a great game of battle. Or maybe you have an idea for some new things to do on the show.
But we won't know about them unless you send them to Zoom. You ought to know the address by now.
Right, Zoom?
Box 350, Boston, Mass. 02134.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion.
My little baby sister can do it with ease.
It's easier than learning your ABCs. So come on, do the locomotion with me. You gotta swing your hips now. Come on, baby.
Jump up, jump back.
Well, I think you got the knack. Whoa, now that you can do it, let's make a chain now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Chug a motion like a railroad train now. Come on, baby, do locomotion. There's never been a dance that's so easy to do. Can even make you happy when you're feeling blue. So come on, and do the locomotion with me. Come on, you got to swing your hips now. Come on, that's right. You're doing fine. Come on, do the locomotion. Come on, baby. Come on. Jump up. Come on, jump right. The locomotion. Well, I think you got the knack. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do it. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, give it a try. We're gonna show you just why. We're gonna teach you to fly high. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion.
Zoom is made possible by grants from McDonald's Corporation and McDonald's Restaurants Fund and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Presentation of this program was made possible in part by a grant from General Foods Corporation and by public television stations and a grant from the Ford Foundation.